Hi Year 3, welcome to Science via Remote Learning. This was our introduction lesson that we were going to do this week, but we're in lockdown, so here it is. I'll try and do it so that you're doing it with me. It'll feel a little bit better than just having sheets. So states of matter are what we're looking at today, and I'm going to ask you to have a think for a minute whether you've heard a grown-up say states of matter before. Have you heard of that? Maybe you've read it in a science book, or you might have seen it on YouTube somewhere if you were looking up educational sites. What do you think states of matter might mean? If you're not quite sure, how about if I asked you to see if you could explain to me what solids, liquids and gases are. You heard those before? Yeah, probably have done some experiments before. I'm hoping it's not the first time you've heard it. So we're looking today at states of matter. And I've got some really cool video clips to show you, so it's not just about listening to me yak on. But first I want you to actually get your page, whatever you're working on at home. It might even be a screen, whatever's easier for you. And I want you to divide it into thirds, all right? Bear with me with the camera work here, into a Y chart, all right? So there's mine. Looks a bit like a shirt, doesn't it? And so this is what we would have been doing in class if we were together. So can you draw that for me? Press pause if you like. And then we'll move on to the next part. All right, so there I've got gas, I've got liquid, and I've got solid. Now, if we were doing a live lesson right now, we'd have this up the front and we'd be brainstorming and thinking about all the different things that we know about them already. So if I asked you now at home, even if you just talk about it, I'm not too concerned if you're not writing it down. What does gas look like? What about liquid, solid? What are some words that you can use to describe each of those? Have a think, and I'll have a think too, and I'll pause it again. And even if you come up with one word for each, just think about everything you know already about gas, about liquid and solid, and then we'll come back in a moment. Press pause, and let's see if we can come up with some things to brainstorm what we know. Off you go. Press pause now. I bet you did so much better than I did, and it would be really easy to share our answers if we weren't doing it in this way. So how about you look at what I've done, and then you can judge for yourself if I'm on the right track. I might have no idea. You might have to help me. So for gas, I wonder how many of you boys put farts. And you know what? We're laughing, but actually our own emissions are actual gas. It's methane, isn't it? Steam. I thought steam was a good one. And I put water in liquid, and then I put ice. And you probably know this from earlier year levels as well. I also put natural gas. Some of you might have gas in bottles when you do your cooking. And speaking of cooking, I also added heat. We'll learn about that this term. I wonder how heat has anything to do with gas. And I put spreads out. I wonder if you can understand why I might put that. Spreads out. Over here I put an example, water, because that was an example of where a gas becomes a liquid. And I said wet, very clever, Miss OD. But I also put fills the space. I wonder why I might have put that. Maybe you can talk about that with whoever's at home with you today. And solid, I went ice, because that sort of went hand in hand with water and steam, doesn't it? And I said hard, but I said cool. So I'm wondering if that's got something to do with there. Maybe you can see where I'm going. Strong. All right, now I bet you have so many more. So your Y chart can have whatever words you know. It's really just giving us a chance to see what you know. What is it that you already know? And if it's anything like our unit last term, you already knew so much about night and day. I bet you already know so much about this. So it's signing off from me now. This is just one part of the lesson. So once you've clicked stop on this, the next thing on your planner is to have a look at a video from YouTube explaining states of matter a bit more, and then there'll be another section on sector to click. So thank you for staying with me, and I will see you in the next video a little bit later. But for now, can you click on the video about states of matter? Thank you.